Hi everybody, Cheryl and Lady coming to you from the Ladies Garden and Home, and it's getting a little bit chilly at night, so I'm going to be bringing in my house plants and anything I want to overwinter, so I hope you join us. So as we get into the fall and things are starting to get a little bit chillier at night, I see a lot of questions on social media about when should I bring in my house plants. And I think that the rule of thumb should be if you need a jacket at night, your tropical plants probably don't think they're in the tropics anymore, so it's a good time. So when you think about maybe 50s or so, that's Fahrenheit, that's when I like to bring mine in, and I brought most of mine in, but I have a couple more to go. And one is my paprika plant. This pepper I actually overwintered inside last year, and also my hibiscus. This is truly a tropical plant. I've got all kinds of buds on it, and even though it's really large for my house, I'd really like to bring it in and see if I can get it to bloom and then get some of those nice pods so I can have some tea. So another question I see raised quite a bit is not just when should you bring them in, but what should you do to make sure that you're not tracking in a whole bunch of bugs with them. Of course, they've been outside all year, and you run the risk of bringing in aphids, which I certainly did last year because I don't think that I prepped them well enough. But I heard this horror story of somebody that actually brought in a big plant and there was a snake in it, and it lived there for 2 days before it moved from where it was, I guess it was in the living room, to the bathroom where this couple discovered it. Anyway, nightmare story. So I don't know exactly how to check for snakes, but I will tell you this. The first thing you're going to want to do is really thoroughly wash the leaves of front and back, and with a really strong stream of water. Ooh, that's pretty strong. And what that power washing is going to do is hopefully just blast off any bugs and eggs and webs that might be living on the leaves. The next thing you want to do is really debug and de-egg the soil. And to do that, I use a 3% hydrogen peroxide. This is just, what you get at CVS or, Walmart or whatever. And I put 1 part of the hydrogen peroxide into 2 parts of water. So I'm going to use a cup. To 2 cups. And just water it until it runs out the bottom. Oop, there we go. Once it's all drained out, it's time to figure out where you're going to put them inside. But before I put them inside, I want to make sure that I have some containers to put underneath it to prevent leaking from getting onto the furniture and that kind of thing. And I find that these takeout containers, generally we get them in two different sizes, this size and a little bit bigger. They seem to fit all of the pots, so those work very nicely. Okay, watch out, lady. Excuse me. Coming through. Excuse me. So I find it important once you bring them inside to match the sunlight to at least close to what they enjoyed outside. So this is my sunniest spot in the house. And of course the hibiscus and the ginger and the basil, they all liked, you know, full sun. But this houseplant here was in almost all shade all summer outside. He also grew really, really big, and he's starting to flower, but he's going to have a nice shady spot in the house. And this is the peace lily that was outside all summer. It really needs transplanting, and as soon as I find a pot that I think fits this space, I'm going to transplant it. As for peppers, there is a technique a lot of people use to overwinter their peppers and keep them more in a dark space where they go dormant. And if this one actually does show any signs of starting to go dormant, I'll probably clip back most of the leaves, just leave like smaller leaves on it, and cut down some of the branches so it's just, you know, like maybe one stalk with the Y here. But I'm not going to do that yet. It's still, as you can see, growing a little pepper. And I'm wondering if the sun and the heat in this window this year is going to be enough to keep it actually growing throughout the entire winter. So we'll see. It'll be a work in progress. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, and I hope you subscribe and join our little growing community. And from the Ladies Garden and Home, enjoy your gardening journey. Bye! Again?